You're listening to the Craig Proctor Real Estate Show. Each week, I'm going to be interviewing top realtors from coast to coast to give you a backstage pass on how they've created their amazing real estate empires and how you can copy them. Hi, everyone. This is real estate coach Craig Proctor, and welcome to another episode of the Craig Proctor Real Estate Show. Today, my special guest is Aristotle. Aristotle, welcome to the Craig Proctor Real Estate Show.
Thank you for having me, Craig. Thank you.
Hey, you're a young, enthusiastic guy. You love the Craig Proctor program. Let's get right into it. You've got your own brokerage now. You said you've had your own brokerage for about a year.
That's right.
Let's go back to when you first met me and give us sort of a timeline as to how your business expanded and explain to everybody why you love the Craig Proctor system.
Well, like I said, the story, I think I mentioned this to you before. I was lying in bed, and I think it was 2 years ago or so. I was wondering, I need to, grow my business. I was in the top, 1% at the time. I need to find out how to create a team, right? And for some odd reason, Facebook, I think they spy on you, right? I happened to see your ad and your story, and I just gravitated to it, and I love it. And then I'm like, I'm gonna sign up. And from there on, it's history, right? We're here now. I have my own brokerage. I'm constantly trying to hire good agents who wants to learn, who wants to be mentored by me, and who basically wants to work and have a serious business, right? So currently, right now, I have one top producer for the year. We're doing really well in terms of comparison to Toronto Regional Real Estate Board statistics. So we're in the top 1%. So that's pretty good.
Well, congratulations,
Thank you.
first of all, on your
Yeah,
success. We were talking before we got started about how it's difficult to find agents that actually want to work.
that's right. And I'm learning that. A part of my job as a broker record is, interviewing people, agents, seeing what they're looking for. So what people don't understand is it's easy to generate the lead, right? It's the follow-up
Well,
that
most
counts.
agents probably wouldn't agree with that because they're not part of the Craig Proctor
Oh,
system, right?
that's true. Yeah.
Now, you
Yeah.
obviously know that following the Craig Proctor system means that it's easy for you to generate leads. But if you weren't part of the system and you didn't have an automatic lead generation system, you would be doing what you used to do. You'd be doing what other agents do, which is cold calling, door knocking,
Exactly. Yeah.
or buying, crummy leads and trying to call people on the phone and nobody's answering the phone. So now you've got people calling you, and you've got so
That's
many
right.
people calling you that's
Yeah.
why you need a team. I think we need to
It's true.
clarify that the reason Aristotle has a team is because he can't handle all the business that's coming at him. He has overflow that he can't get to, and he needs to hire good, competent, coachable agents
That's right.
because when they come and they work with you, not only do you give them the business on a silver platter,
Training.
but you actually coach them and train them.
That's correct. We do that. Yes.
And so that's huge. I mean, a lot of agents are told, oh, if you join our brokerage or whatever, we'll train you. And sometimes that happens. Mostly it doesn't. And overall, the training is usually on old, antiquated things like cold calling, door knocking, sitting in open houses, doing floor time, where we show you how to be super successful without having to do any of those things.
That's right. Yes. And I like I said, I'm in love with the system, and I love that I have all the support I need. I have your support weekly and James McDonald, and same with especially Coach Trick as well when I need it. So you guys are all here, and I feel great about it. And I'm happy to be around you guys with this type of culture and help me grow my business.
All right, what we're going to do is we're going to work it backwards. Let's describe what your business looks like today, and then we'll work it backwards
Okay.
to when you first met me. So
So
what's it
today,
look like right now?
I mean, like I have 16 people in staff, and overall I have 3 agents at the moment. Like I said, it's I'm very picky with agents too. So, that's how you realize later on not everyone's the same. In terms of that, I have my own brokerage, so I feel great about it. It's been a year already, and I feel it's very successful at the moment. In terms of the current market, the way it is, I feel we're pretty good. And I'm very confident like about everything that I'm doing because I have you guys to support me, and I feel good about my current business. It seems to me like I think I read in the article like 1,700 agents just left Treb, correct? So a lot of these people, they're uncertain about the business, but for me, I'm very confident about the business. I know what I can provide for my realtors. So that's what I love about it. Now, before Craig Proctor, I was a solo agent working all day by my, like, just me. I have a decentralized brokerage, which means it was one of those mega brokers, like a lot of people in the brokerage, but nobody was really there to support me in terms of what I need to do, right? And provide me all the things that we do training on,
So,
right?
so
Like
you worked
marketing.
at a big box brokerage
That's right.
before, and you
Yeah,
were
Century 21. Yeah,
Century 21. Okay. And by the way, you mentioned Treb a few minutes ago that 1,700 agents have recently left Treb. If
that's
you're
right.
not in the Toronto area, you might not know what that means. Treb stands for the Toronto Real Estate Board. And this is happening all over Canada, all over the United States. Agents are being squeezed out of the business as the market has shifted here. And in the United States, as we're aware, there's been massive changes to how you work with buyers and how you're compensated. And now the buyer has to pay the agent directly. Those changes will be coming in short order to Canada as well. One of the things that we teach agents is how to do that, how to negotiate your fee directly with the buyer instead of relying on being paid by the
That's
seller.
right.
Because we never like that anyway, because someone else is controlling what you get paid when you're working with a buyer. Unless you're negotiating your fee directly with the buyer, the listing agent or the seller was deciding what you were getting paid, and that commission kept going down and down and down and down. Well, that's not true. When you list a house, you get to decide, hey, here's my fee. And if you don't like what the seller is willing to pay you, you can walk away from it. You can't really do that when you're working with a buyer. And, the buyer says, hey, I want to buy that house. And they're paying a really low fee. It's not like you got to accept a low fee unless you understand how to negotiate your fee directly with the buyer. Now, we have been teaching this, as you know, Aristotle, to agents for over
Yep.
10 years. So the Craig Proctor Nation is completely, educated on how to do this. They've been doing this. They're not affected at all by these recent changes in the buyer rules in the United States. And I recommend, even if you're an agent in Canada, why would you want to wait until the rules change? Why wouldn't you want to start negotiating your fee directly with the buyer? I understand why you don't know how to do it. So that's why you want to get coached up. And agents in Toronto, everything that you want to do in real estate is presently being done by Aristotle. You
That's
should
right.
give
Yeah.
him a call to find out how you would make more money and work less and have more freedom in your life by just partnering up with Aristotle. So here's how this deal would work, just to be clear. You're an agent in Toronto, and we have Craig Proctor members all over North America, all over every big city in the United States and Canada. Aristotle happens to be in Toronto, but he does all the heavy lifting for you. He's been a Craig Proctor member for a number of years. He understands lead generation. He uses the Craig Proctor lead generation system. And these leads come in, and we're not even giving you leads. We're giving you actual listing appointments and buyer appointments. Now, you might call BS on that. You might be skeptical. You might think, well, why would Aristotle give away listing appointments? Well, the simple truth of the matter is he can't go out on them all by himself. He can't physically
No.
go out on all of them. And so Aristotle, he cherry picks, the A leads, the B leads, and he will give you a steady stream of buyer appointments and listing appointments. But it goes deeper than that. You see, since Aristotle's spending all this money booking, setting listing appointments for you, his team member, right, his partner, his
That's right.
selling partner, he wants you to do a good job, right? He's motivated to coach you and train you on the Craig Proctor listing presentation and buyer presentation, because obviously it doesn't benefit anyone if you come back with a story instead of a listing signed.
And that's what I say.
Right. We
Exactly
don't want
what
a
you're saying.
story.
Yeah.
Well, oh, well, they really liked me, but they didn't like you. No, no. We want to make sure that you're all coached up on what is the best approach. I think all of us would agree when you meet with a seller or a buyer, there probably is a best approach.
Yep.
I spent
It's
25
true.
years figuring that best approach out, experimenting with, I would look into the seller's eyes and I would watch their facial expressions. And many of the words that came out of my mouth fell on deaf ears, right? It didn't work. It didn't change the outcome. But certain things that I said, I could see, their face would light up. They were enthusiastic about it. So I spent many, many years testing, trial and error testing what worked best, what words got the best response with sellers, what they like the best, and then putting the right things in the right order. When Aristotle came along and he became I started coaching Aristotle. Our team started working with him. We took these Craig Proctor systems and we implanted these systems in Aristotle's business. So we said, Aristotle, you don't have to worry about cold calling, door knocking, buying leads. Here is the Craig Proctor lead generation system. Snap this into your business. Click. Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Now we need a conversion system. We got leads coming in. Some of the buyers and sellers are not ready to buy or sell now. We need a conversion system. Here's the Craig Proctor conversion system. Click. All right.
Yeah.
Now we have appointments coming. We know what happens if we kind of wing it on these listing presentations, right? You
Yeah.
win some, you lose some. We don't want that. There must be a best way. What are the best practices? What's the best presentation? What's the best things to say to sellers and buyers that they really, really like? And what's the best order to say them in? That's the presentation system. We give this to Aristotle, click. We've got a lead generation system, a conversion system, a presentation system. Now, Aristotle has all this business coming in. And Aristotle comes to me and he says, I need more people. Okay, well, guess what? We got a recruiting, hiring, training, and managing system. We're going to take that system, recruiting, how do I recruit, hire, manage, train the team? Click. We snap that into Aristotle's business. Now we have all of these clients. The business starts to grow. Well, we need a referral, a lifetime client system.
Right.
We take the Craig Proctor lifetime client system, click, we snap that into Aristotle's business. So it's a system. And you guys can try to figure this out by yourself. Or you can give Aristotle a call and he will explain, he'll show you how this thing works. He'll give you a backstage pass. By the way, Aristotle, I imagine when you approach agents with what you have, some of them are skeptical. They're
Yeah.
like, it sounds too good to be true.
That's true. Some of them are.
I would say this. If every agent in Toronto understood what you had to offer them and they believed you, they'd all be working with you.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Right. So those are so if you're in the Toronto area and you're not willing to have a conversation, I mean, that's okay. You're not open to having a conversation. But what if this is true? What if there are systems that you can snap into your business where all the heavy lifting is done for you? Think about this. You're an agent and you don't like cold calling, door knocking, open houses. You don't like doing that stuff. Why? Because it's not effective. Instead, you would love just to receive listing appointments and buyer appointments on your day timer. And you don't like the administrative things, right? If you're an agent,
That's
we
right.
get bogged down by those things, don't we, Aristotle? Getting keys
Yes.
cut, banging signs in the lawn, installing lock boxes, running around with paperwork. Guess what Aristotle does? He takes that off your plate.
Yeah.
So what do you do all day long? You just meet with sellers and buyers all day long. How much money could you make if that was true? If all you did
A
all day
lot.
long was go from buyer appointment to listing appointment to listing appointment, and everything, Aristotle pays for all the marketing. He has
Yeah.
administrative staff that takes
That's
care of
right.
getting the keys cut, paperwork, broker loading the MLS. All that stuff is taken away from you. And you can focus on your God-given gift, which is meeting with pre-qualified, ready-to-act buyers and sellers. So that's how this thing works. And so Aristotle's gone from being an agent at Century 21 to now having his own brokerage. And he gets it. He's enthusiastic. When he comes to my conferences, he sits in the front row and he nods his head up and down.
Yeah, like
But
right now.
yeah, like right now, right?
Yeah.
Who else out there watching this right now? I mean, I do believe you're watching this for a reason. Okay, I believe that you're watching this for a reason. If you're still watching, it means you're interested. You may be skeptical. And look, I understand it. You know what you know, and you don't know what you don't know. Here's something you may not know. I've created more millionaire real estate agents than any other coach or trainer or guru out there. Within 3 years of having my real estate license, I was the number one REMAX agent in the entire world. That means no REMAX agent made more money than I made. And I did that over and over and over again. Then I started coaching and training other agents. People wanted to know, how is this young guy, me, who is only 3 years in the business, how am I making millions and millions of dollars? How am I the top agent in the entire world for Remax? Here's what I discovered. My success really had nothing to do with Craig Proctor, the person. That's good news for all of you watching this. It was very good news for Aristotle because it's a system that we can plug into Aristotle's business, and guess what happens? Aristotle eventually starts to get the same results that Craig Proctor was getting, the same results as the thousands of other Craig Proctor members all over the United States and Canada. Now, I fill a void in the real estate industry. You would think that when you're a real estate agent, by law, whether you're in the United States or Canada, you have to assign your license at a brokerage, right? We have to
Yeah.
do that. I wish there was a law, Aristotle, that said when you get your real estate license, you have to be a Craig Proctor member. That would be a better law. But it is, in fact, a law that if
Yes,
you're a real estate agent in the United States or Canada, you have to have your license held at a brokerage.
that's correct. Yeah.
Now, what I've been talking about today, these systems for lead generation, for conversion, for presentations, for recruiting, hiring, training, lifetime value systems, I believe that these systems that I offer real estate agents should be provided by the franchises. So when you are Century 21, they should be providing you a proprietary way to sell real estate. If you're Remax or Keller Williams or EX, they should be providing you a proprietary way of doing business. That's a definition, by the way. A franchise is a proprietary way of doing business. But we know the truth. Some of you watching this right now are with Century 21. Some of you Remax, Keller Williams, EXP, this, that. You're an independent broker. And what you've discovered is in your office, there are top producing agents and there are agents that aren't successful at all. And there is no way, there is no system to follow. She does it this way, he does it that way,
It's
someone's
true.
doing it over here. It's all over the place. So a lot of clients that come to me, Aristotle, you've noticed, are people that have been in the military, right?
Yep.
People that were business owners before they got into real estate, right? They're used to police officers. They're used to having systems.
That's
And
important. Yeah.
yeah. And they get into real estate and there's like, well, there is no system. There's John's way and Susie's way and Cindy's way and Bill's way. So every one of us, we discover our way. So a question for everybody, you might want to type this in. If you haven't already, let us know what marketplace you're in. Please take care of that now. Let us know the city and state, or if you're in Canada, the city and province you operate in. Type that into the comments right now. We have a special gift for you if you let us know you're here. But if you're looking for a system, if you want to make more money and you want to work less, and that means freedom, you really want more freedom, which is why I believe we all get into real estate in the first place, is you need a system for doing this. You should have a coach. Okay. Many of you are wandering around coachless. And what you believe is having a great coach is something that costs you money, when the truth is going coachless is costing you and your family tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars. Aristotle, could you imagine how much money you would not have made had you not met me and followed this system?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
imagine if
can.
we'd
Yeah,
have
yeah.
never met.
Yeah. I I don't think I would have my own brokerage. I don't think I wouldn't know what to do, basically. I'll continue to be a solo agent, and it's really hard in this industry, right? Especially when you're working with those top brand brokerages. I feel like I was on my own, to be honest with you, right? So,
So, folks, you're here for a reason. You're watching this, and right now you're judging, is this for real? Can I trust Aristotle? Can I trust Craig Proctor? Look, you can verify everything that we've talked here. You can verify Aristotle's production.
yeah.
You can go into social media. You can Google him. You can call him or reach out to him. What would be the best way especially if agents in Toronto maybe want to inquire about joining up with your team, partnering up with you, what would be the best way for agents to get a hold of you?
Well, honestly, they can just call my cell phone. I can tell you right now if they're interested. I can just say it out right now. If you're
Yep,
okay.
say it out, and
Yeah,
then
it's
Faith here will
yeah,
type your phone number into the comments below.
yeah. They can call me at 416-669-0011. That's my direct cell phone, and I'm located in Toronto, Dundas, and DuPont, so around that area.
Right. I mean, that's for now, but eventually, we're
Oh
talking
yeah,
world
that's right.
domination here at some point, Aristotle.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, now let me ask you this question. Here's an interesting question. Knowing what you know now, if you were to
Mhm.
do it all over again, what would you do differently?
Um, you know what? I was talking to my wife about this. I said I wish I found Craig a long time ago, right? So if I have, then maybe I would have started a lot earlier. That's the only difference I would be thinking about. Overall, I love what I'm doing right now. I'm not going back to the way it was before. So
No, nobody ever does.
yeah,
I don't know any Craig Proctor member in the
yeah,
25 years plus that I've been doing this that has success with this and stops using it. In other words, once you start using it, it works. You can never stop using it,
that's right.
right? And why would you? If it's something that works and it does what we promise, which is makes you more money and you work less, you have more freedom, nobody stops doing that.
Yeah,
Nobody in all these years has said, "Oh, I wish I had waited a couple more years. I wish I had waited longer to start implementing Craig Proctor." They all say the same thing you just said. Biggest mistake I made is if I was to do it all over again, is either I wish I'd have found you sooner, or
sooner.
I noticed you and I heard about you, but I didn't do anything about it. And now that you're watching this, by the way, you're going to be retargeted. Just warning everybody. And some of you have already been retargeting, and that's why you're
Mhm.
watching this. And this is what we teach all of our members, including Aristotle, to do. And Aristotle said at the beginning of this interview is I watched one of your videos on social media. Now,
This is
I
what
don't,
happened right here.
yeah,
I signed
that's
up.
right, right. So as soon as you start to watch my stuff, you're going to see me, like it or not, you're going to see me over and over again
Mhm.
in your news feed, all over social media. But this is what we teach all of you to do as real estate agents. Now, you have to have a really good offer. Okay. You can't be saying, like, it's not just about being seen. And I'll give everyone a perfect example of that. How many of you have had someone you know quite well list their house with another agent? It might be a friend or a relative, and they buy or sell a home with a different real estate agent, even though they know you quite well. It's very hurtful when that happens, right?
Yeah,
But that's all the proof that you folks need to know that creating an awareness is simply not enough, because you've had people that know you quite well that have decided to use another real estate agent. So what we want to do is we want to combine you with a very powerful benefit. So when buyers and sellers think of real estate, they not only think of you, but do you see off the shoulder here of Aristotle, it says your home sold guaranteed or will buy it? They're going to remember that.
yeah.
And they're going to say, Aristotle, oh, yeah, you're the realtor that'll buy my home if it doesn't sell. We have lots of different USPs like that. You might be thinking, what the hell is a
You know,
USP?
some
A
people might
US,
not know.
yeah, USP. We're not
Yeah.
talking UPS, the courier company here. A USP is a unique
Nick selling.
selling proposition.
That's right.
And Aristotle, what did you think of the first time you heard about a unique selling proposition?
You know what? Like I said, I love it. My presentation, man, I became so confident, with my presentation and the way I sell it, and with the additional tools that you gave us, it really helped me a lot with my presentation.
Isn't
So
it isn't
I'm
it
very
fun?
thankful. I'm thanking you right here live. So thank you.
It's fun
Yeah,
when you go into that listing presentation
yeah,
with the gun loaded with all that confidence and
yeah,
so much to offer buyers and sellers, so they easily understand why they should choose you versus the other agents, and
yeah.
they're actually willing to pay you more money because you're
They are.
no longer a commodity agent.
That's right.
I love the feeling of getting a listing signed. I really do. I never lost that feeling, Aristotle, in all those years. I would list 4 or 5, sometimes 6 houses a day. And you've heard this story before. I get the
Yeah,
listing signed, And I keep my cool. I get the listing sign and I walk out the front door, and maybe I turn the corner
That's right.
just behind the garage and I give it the fist pump, right?
Yeah,
Because I love sales and I love winning. And if you love sales and you love winning, what you need is you need to have a marketing arsenal. You need to have so much power in your briefcase that you can pull out all these tools. You can pull out benefit after benefit after benefit after benefit. Aristotle, I'm sure you've had this happen to you before, where the seller halfway through the presentation says, "Okay, we're good. We've decided we want to list with you."
oh yeah, yeah, and you know what? Because they have seen me all around as well, so they were happy to work with me, right? So it's pretty good. So I like it.
Well, you mentioned something that's really important. Isn't it a great feeling the very first time that you get to a seller's house and they're like, "Oh, Aristotle, I can't believe you're actually in my house. You're so famous. Everybody knows who you are. I can't believe that
Yeah,
you yourself actually showed up." This is a very important thing that we all need to understand is home sellers today are making their decision on who the real estate agent's going to be online, right?
that's true.
If you agree that buyers and sellers start their search online, the decision for who the listing agent's going to be, that decision is being made online. It used to be back in the day, well, the seller would call four agents and have them over and interview them all at different times. And they would spend, four evenings of the week meeting and interviewing these agents. I'm not suggesting that doesn't happen, but what's happening more, and the younger the prospects are, the more true what I'm about to say is, which is the sellers are doing a Google search, right? And you're either going to be found and they're going to understand what makes you different and better and they're going to call you, or you're going to be eliminated.
It's true.
So a big part of the battle is how do you show up online? Every one of you can Google yourself right now. Google real estate in your city. Can we find you? What are you saying? Are you saying if you're a husband and wife team, spouses selling houses? Are you saying I'm number one? Are you saying I really want your business? Are you saying I'm honest? I'm ethical? I've been selling real estate in this town for 17 years. I'm sorry. You might think that's unique, but that's what every real estate agent in your city is saying.
I used to say that when I was
Yes. There is no, I promise you, there's none of your competitors that are advertising, "Hey, I'm inexperienced," or "I don't really care about your best interest," or "I'm kind of lazy." Nobody is saying that, but everyone's saying the opposite. And just because you're saying, "I'm hardworking, I'm ethical, I really want your business, I'm a great negotiator," just because you're saying that, it doesn't make you any different than all the other agents that are saying the same old things. Nobody is saying the opposite. Nobody's saying that they're not good. Nobody's saying that they're going to sell your home for the lowest price or they're going to take a long time to sell their home. But everyone's saying, "We're going to sell your house fast and we're going to sell your house for top dollar. And we're experienced and we really care about you." What is the offer that you're making a buyer today? If you're saying to the buyer, "Hey, buyers, guess what I can do for you? I can email you every day the houses that you can find by yourself on the internet." You realize that is in essence what you're saying. Now, I know you're not saying it that way. You're saying probably something like this: "Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, if you work with me, I'll email you daily updates of all the homes on MLS from my company and all the other real estate companies." But the buyers are on to this. They translate what you just said, and here's how they understand it. "Oh, so if I work with you, you're going to email me daily updates of the homes that I can find on Zillow or Realtor.com or 17 other public websites." Buyers today, whether you agree or not agree with their conclusion, many buyers today feel that I don't need a real estate agent to find a house. I can go online and I can find my own house. And then you say to that buyer, "Well, hang on a minute. That's not all I do. I don't just find you the house. I'm a great negotiator." And the buyer might say to you, "Yeah, but you know what? Now that I can find the information on the internet on all the houses, I also know who the listing agent is. And I might be able to negotiate a better deal without you by going directly to the listing agent." So this is what the buyers are thinking today. They're thinking, "Why do I need an agent?" And now that the buyer in the United States has to pay the agent, you better up your game. You better have a really, really awesome presentation, a list of benefits that you provide the buyer, other than I'm going to share with you the homes that you can find by yourself on the internet, or I'm a great negotiator, or I've lived in this town for 17 years. That's not going to cut it. This is why more real estate agents than ever before are coming to Craig Proctor. Well, Craig, what do I say? How about this? Why don't we offer the buyers information on homes they can't find by themselves? You're like, well, that would be a good idea, right? What would be an example of that? What if we offered the buyers information on unlisted and off-market homes, homes that have expired off the market, company-owned properties, distress sales, and bank foreclosures? Now, I know you guys don't know how to do that, right? But if you could offer that and actually make that promise, and most importantly, keep the promise, how many of you would be interested in that? Right? Again, I know you don't know how to do it. So you could, the old paradigm could snap in and say, well, that's a pocket listing. Nope, we're not talking about pocket listings here. We're not talking about listing houses and hiding them from MLS. We're talking about finding out what the buyer's looking for. Just like if the buyer was ordering a pizza and you say to the buyer, you're not talking about a house. A house can easily be eliminated, right? You know that, right? You get a sign call or an ad call. 95% of the time, when you get an ad call or a sign call, what's the buyer say to you? The house is too big, it's too small, it's too much money or whatever, and they try to get off the phone with you. Now, that's what happened to me all the time, Aristotle. They
Oh
would
yeah,
get off the phone, right? And I'd be like, okay, well, that doesn't work. And then, we get a bit smarter about this. We're like, okay, I get it, I get it. The buyers hardly ever buy my listing. So when they call me and they tell me the house is too big or too small or the wrong location or whatever, we're prepared for this. We say,
that's
okay,
right.
I understand. Could you tell me, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, what you are looking for? That's called the art of call conversion. So now the buyer says, well, here's what I'm looking for. And we have been trained to say, perfect. I know of other houses like that that match your criteria. And you would proceed to tell the buyer about other homes you have listed or your brokerage has listed, or mostly homes that are on MLS. And you try to find them a house. So what would be better than just trying to tell them about houses that they can find on their own? What if you said to the buyer, some of the best deals don't even make it to the open public? What if you said to the buyer, have you ever noticed when you go online that the houses seem to be overpriced or they seem to be picked over? You look like it feels like you're looking at leftover properties that other buyers don't want. Do you know that some of the best homes sell before they're publicly available? Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, would you like to get access free of charge to homes that represent the best deals so you're not competing with all the other buyers? These are unlisted, off market, new construction, distress sales, bank foreclosures. This is what we coach agents to do. Okay, well, because I know a lot of you are like, well, how do we do that? Or my marketplace is different. Believe me, your old paradigm will come up with reasons why this won't work for you. See, whenever we're faced with something new, that's our self-defense mechanism, right? Our paradigm's like, well, Craig doesn't understand. My marketplace is different. We don't have any new construction homes here. Or why would the buyer do that? Or how do you find these off-market properties? Isn't that a pocket listing? Wouldn't we get in trouble? That's very natural. Or even next to Aristotle, that phrase that says, your home sold guaranteed or we'll buy it. Right away, as a real estate agent, you have an opinion on that. You might have a great opinion like, wow, this is incredible. I want to find out how to do this. Or you might have a negative opinion. You might say, well, that sounds like a bait and switch and sounds like a bit of a scam. Look, I'll tell you this. Do you want to know who loves the guaranteed sale program? The clients, the buyers and sellers. It really doesn't matter what we think, does it? It's what works for you in your marketplace. And I'll tell you what works. In 25 years, here's what works. Offering buyers and sellers something they really, really want, and they can't get it anywhere else. But here's the good news. All of you can get it from Craig Proctor. And if you're in Toronto, you should call Aristotle. What's the downside? I mean, you could be anywhere in the world and call Aristotle. You might want to say, hey, man, is this real? Are you an actor? Okay. Is this really happening? I want you folks to talk to as many Craig Proctor members as possible. Millionaire agents. It serves my purpose, don't you think? If you have even a little bit of skepticism, it serves my purpose to expose you to more Craig Proctor, to introduce you to more Craig Proctor superstars from all over Canada and the United States. Now, I think we have a free gift for everyone. Faith, is that right? Do we have a free report we're going to offer today?
We
I
do
think
have
so.
a free report,
Okay, well, we're going to
actually.
share that right now. So everyone should be dropping their email address into the comments right now. And we're going to share with you some free information. Costs $0, no obligation. This is my gift to you for staying to the end of our podcast today. It's a swipe file. It says copy successful real estate ads. And these are ads from some of my most successful Craig Proctor members from all over the United States and Canada. If you just want to scroll through that, please, Faith. So about your prospects, how your advertising has to focus on their needs. My sold formula. Buyers want houses and sellers want buyers. So we're going to offer this to all of you to read over, and you're going to like it. It's really, really good information. I don't think there's any like selling of Craig Proctor or anything. Maybe at the end it's got a little how you reach me. But what I would like is you all to have this information, and Faith will email this out to you. So just drop in your email address into the comments below. And if you'd like to book a free business consultation with my team, we call it a breakthrough call. It costs you $0. If you can unshare there, please, Faith. You can go to proctorcall.com. Okay, so my name, proctorcall.com. If Faith can type that into comments, that's a clickable link. So what do we do on this free breakthrough call? Well, we try to give you a free breakthrough. Okay, we're not going to try to sell you anything. We're just going to ask you a bunch of questions about your business, where you are now. So you should be able to answer those questions, right? You would say, well, here's where I am now. I work 5 days a week. I sell 25 homes a year. I work by myself, or I've got a couple people on my team. Then we're going to shift to, well, what's your goal? What is your goal a year from now, 5 years from now? And then, of course, the obvious question would be, okay, if you're doing 25 transactions a year and your goal is 50 or 75 or 100, why are you not already doing 50 or 75 or 100? Why are you not already reaching your goal? You will proceed to tell us all the obstacles in your life, right? You're going to tell us all the things that are holding you back from reaching your goal. Our job is to eliminate the obstacles. Say, have you ever thought about this? Have you ever tried this? This is what our top Craig Proctor members here. Now, if you like our free breakthrough call, you might say to yourself, you know what? This free half-hour call was really beneficial. They asked me really good questions. They got me to think the right way about my real estate business. Maybe, just maybe, I would be interested in getting more information on having Craig Proctor as my coach and immersing yourself in the Craig Proctor system. So this is a system. This is not Tom Ferry. This is not like a normal coaching deal where you've got somebody that's never sold real estate. I sold over 10,000 homes. We give you a system. We coach you on the system. I know some of you may believe that coaching is about motivating you to make more cold calls or motivate. Nope, we're not here to motivate you. Well, coaching is about keeping me accountable. Did you make your 200 calls today? Nope, we are not keeping you accountable. What we're going to do is we're going to give you a system that works and we'll get you really excited. Let me ask you this. If you guys had a real system that got you real results, you don't need to be motivated. Okay? You don't need to be motivated. We don't need to slap your wrist with a ruler to keep you accountable. You're an adult. Okay? What you need is a real coach that really made millions of dollars a year because they have a real system and they've created more millionaire real estate agents than any other coach or trainer or guru on this planet. If that describes you, you go to proctorcall.com. It's a clickable link. You go to my acuity day timer, you book a time that works for you. All good things start with a conversation. Aristotle, that's what happened to you.
That's
It
right. That's
started
what
with
happened.
you saw me, you liked it,
Yep.
and here we are today.
Here we are. Yes. And I'm just happy and I want to continue moving forward with this. So yeah.
That's one of the things I love the best about you is are always just happy. Every time I see you, you got a big smile on
Well,
your
I'm
face.
positive, guys. So,
You are, and I think
so
that is responsible. As much as I would love to take 1,000% credit for all your success, Aristotle, I want to give you credit
yeah,
because a big part of people's success is how they view the world and their attitude.
that's
And
right. The
you and I
mindset.
don't know, yeah, you don't, I don't know you that well,
Yeah.
but I bet you're one of these people that I'm not saying every day is a great day and you wake up with a big smile, but generally, every time I've met you, you have a positive outlook. When you hear of a new idea or something you don't understand, you immediately want to know how you can make it work. You are not the type of person that focuses on why something won't work. You're not the type of person that focuses on what's bad about the idea. You're the type of person that says, well, here's what's great about this idea. Here are
Exactly.
the,
Yeah.
here, I want to know how to do it. I don't want to focus on why it can't be done. I want to learn how to be successful. And so we have this big conference in Toronto. If any of you watching this are in Toronto, it's going to be on September the 26th. And you can actually, you can't register for this because it's only for members. So sorry about that. But if you are a Craig Proctor member, or if you sign up today, okay, go to proctorcall.com, do a breakthrough. If you want to sign up for coaching, you can attend no matter where you live in Canada, United States. It's September the 26th, but it is a members only conference. Okay, before we wrap this up, first of all, it's been great seeing you here today, my
You
man.
too. Thank you.
And I know you're just going to keep getting more and more successful with
Thank
this,
you.
and I love it. And I'm always here to help you and guide you. Do you have any final thoughts or advice that you'd want to share with people watching this before we wrap this up?
Well, I have done a lot of different training prior to Craig Proctor, and I really just fell in love with the system. It's really different. Craig Proctor is unique because it's a system, and the good thing about system, we always grow. There's always new ideas out there, right? We're basically we're ready for basically anything when I'm with Craig Proctor. I know like what to expect. I'm not too worried about anything because we always have a solution for a lot of within our business for how we market, right? So, and we're basically around people that are top producer around the world. And that's what I love about the system. I get to hear how other successful people are with regards to their business versus back then when I didn't have this type of coaching, nobody would say anything, what's working, what's not working, and everyone's just keeping quiet in my own brokerage. They would see something here and there, but it wasn't really something to teach the person to grow. This is the only system I have found where people are very authentic, like they really cared about you. So that's why I fell in love with the whole system. And I even sold it to my top producer friends from Remax too. So now they're part of Craig Proctor too. So I'm so happy.
So what you've described
Yeah.
is an attitude of abundance, and when things aren't going well in your business, you tend to have an attitude of scarcity. And this is why other top real estate agents, even inside your brokerage, don't like to share what is working for them because they falsely believe that we live in a world of scarcity. And they don't want to share with you what's working for them because they're afraid that if they share it with you and you become successful, that somehow it's going to hurt them. That the pie is only so big or the pie can only be cut into so many pieces. And what you'll find is the most successful agents in any city in North America are, in fact, Craig Proctor members. You can Google them.
It's true.
Okay. And they share more than anybody else. People that are not successful are not sharing like these top members because they live in abundance. Aristotle, you're in a big city. You're in Toronto here.
Yep.
We have lots of super successful
Me too.
Craig Proctor members selling hundreds of houses every year that are in the same city as you. And on September the 26th in Toronto, we're all going to get together. All the
Yeah.
agents that are making millions of dollars are going to get together, and they all operate in the same city. And here's what they're going to do: they're all going to hold hands and share. The holding hands, that part I made up, but that's really what we're going to do. We're going to get together and we're going to share the best practices, okay? And we're going to help each other. And so, if you want to be part of a network that's using a system that actually has been proven to work and has created more millionaire agents than any other coach, trainer, or guru, that's what I coach you on. I don't coach you on motivation. My job's not to keep you accountable. This isn't elementary school, right? My job is to teach you a system. I coach you on the Craig Proctor system. So if you've enjoyed this today, let us know in the comments below. And if you have a question for either Aristotle or myself, go ahead and type that question in. I promise you someone will get back to you. Okay. And if you want to drop in the city and state, or in Canada, the city and province that you operate in, you should do that, because we get lots of referrals inside the Craig Proctor Nation. And if we have a buyer or seller referral and we don't have a member in that area, we'll give it to you. We don't ask for anything in return. I want to thank everybody for watching this today. We've been on this now for about 45 minutes. And Aristotle, I want to thank you for being here today and sharing. I know we had to reschedule this a few times, but I'm really glad that we got to do this here today. I can't wait to see you in a couple weeks here at the Toronto conference. So everyone that's watching here, give us your comments, what you liked, what you didn't like. Just like you, we want to get better at what we do. So give us your honest feedback. For those of you in Toronto that are interested in learning more, contact Aristotle. Okay. He's actually a real estate agent doing very, very well in the city of Toronto using the Craig Proctor system. If you're in a different part of Canada or the United States and you'd like to speak to a Craig Proctor member in your city or your state, your area, no problem. We can connect you as well. So we are going to wrap this up. Let everyone get back to selling houses. Aristotle, thank you so much, my man. And everyone, thank you for watching the Craig Proctor Real Estate Show, and we'll see you all next time. Take care. Have a great day. Hi, this is Craig Proctor. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed that video. And listen, I've got a lot more information for you to help you grow your real estate business. You see, several times a week, I record new videos and I load them onto this YouTube channel. What I'd like you to do, if you'd like to access them, are two important things, and both are totally free. Number one is I'd like you to subscribe to this channel. You're gonna see a little subscribe button for you to click on. And if you don't already have an account with YouTube, it's free for you to set it up. It's really easy, it's free, but you've got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important thing is to ring the little bell right next to the subscribe button. And that's gonna let you know every time I load new money-making videos to help you grow your real estate business. So make sure you subscribe right now, you ring the little bell, and we'll see you on the next video.